Cinema.
Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is
Par the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And it is our Christmas episode, and you decided to do Christmas Vacation.
Because it's a fucking classic, man.
Yeah.
Probably second best Christmas movie ever made, man. Behind, of course, the obvious number one, Die Hard. So.
Of course you would say that. So after rewatching this movie, I realized I don't hate it as much. I just hate Chevy Chase.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, I get it, like, you know, but it's one of those things, like we talk about, like, for me, up until recently, I've read more stories that have kind of made me like, guy's kind of a dick, right? But I've loved this movie since I was a kid. Like, you know, we talk about that all the time. My dad was a big Chevy Chase guy, and Fletch, Christmas Vacation, Foul Play, like anything with Chevy in it, my dad watched it. And
right. When I was a kid, I've seen Chevy Chase movies, but I was never like the biggest fan of his. And I do remember watching this movie. And after rewatching it, I realized it's not Chevy Chase the reason I love this movie. It's because of John Hughes. Like
John Hughes can write the fuck out of a movie.
Right. And so that's the reason I love this. I do still like this movie. I just can't stand Chevy Chase because of all the things that I've heard over the years. Like, I got into Community when it came out. I love Community. But the way he was on that show and the things that have come out about him, like him cussing out the director on that voicemail or whatever. And I love Donald Glover to death.
Yeah. What he said to Donald Glover was fucked up.
Right. He would make racist jokes to Donald Glover. Donald Glover does not fuck with Chevy Chase. So I don't fuck with Chevy Chase. Yeah. So it's kind of that thing. But after rewatching this, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff in here. Like, I do adore this movie.
Well, like I said, man, like Chevy Chase may be not a good person, but Clark Griswold is a fucking beloved character.
I have to admit, back in his day, like during this, like the Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Fletch, like he was on his A game. Like Chevy Chase.
Fucking Caddyshack, dude. I mean,
I was going to bring up Caddyshack. Like, I love him in Caddyshack. Like that philosophical nerd guy. Yeah. I love him in Caddyshack.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got good movies, but I definitely feel like Vacation is his best series. This is my favorite Vacation, obviously, but we were talking about it earlier. Vegas Vacation is kind of my second favorite. You said you hadn't seen it, and I was like, well, I might pick that later on down the road, you know, just so you can watch it.
But everyone hates Euro Vacation.
Yeah, we were just saying, everybody doesn't really like European Vacation. It's got a couple funny parts, but like, I don't know, there's nothing as memorable from it as there is obviously in this one, and even the original. The original is my third favorite.
Yeah, you did give me a reboot on the very first episode on this podcast, or first like 2 or 3.
Right.
It was your first pick on the podcast. Let me say that.
Yeah, I think we did like the intro episode and then this.
Yeah. The reboot of Vacation. And I hated that movie, but I rewatched the original Vacation and it's charming. Yeah. There's a lot of charm there.
John Candy, R.I.P., you know, he's great in there. Like it's got good bits, you know, with the dead ant and, you know, obviously, and Michael Anthony Hall, who's a badass. You know, he played Rusty in that one. Right. My boy Johnny Galecki plays, you know, Leonard from
and
Big
I just
Bang.
realized he's the fucking guy from The Big Bang Theory. But I was gonna say, or I did say, so the podcast fucking crapped out on us, so we're having to re-record this opening episode. So forgive us if we sound a little janky. But I was saying, before it cut out, was I love the ongoing joke of there's different kids in each Vacation movie. Yeah. Like, I do know that. Like, it's unintentional, but it's still kind of funny to me.
Yeah, I think they even make the hint at the joke. I think it's either Vegas. He's like, he's like, Rusty, Audrey, I hardly even recognize y'all anymore. I think it's Vegas Vacation. He says it, but
but the third one, yeah, that's pretty funny.
But yeah, that is cool that they've used, and Juliette Lewis plays Audrey in this one.
I think I've said it before on the podcast, but I'm not the biggest fan of Juliette Lewis. I don't know what it is. I think she's probably like the sweetest girl on earth, and I don't know it, but I just do not like her. You
know what's crazy is how many iconic movies she's in.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Like, you know, you want to be like, oh, she's not that good, but she's in a lot of great movies, like a lot, dude.
Even him put her in one of their music videos to play Juliet, like, I mean, from one of their songs. So, like, she's in so many iconic movies. It's just, I don't know. Like every time I see her, I just want to punch her in the face. I don't know what it is.
Some movie, I feel you on that because some movies it's worse than others for me.
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff I enjoy her in.
This one I didn't mind because she's used just enough that it doesn't annoy me.
Well, I mean, she's young too, so
Right.
like she's got a lot of minor role in this one.
Beverly D'Angelo is fucking great in this movie. I love her.
Yeah, this is probably out of all the Vacations, this is probably the one she shines the most in.
Yeah.
Come on, Sparky.
Can I just say, I fucking love, I had to look through because I didn't really know who he was, but William Hickey, the old man with the fucking, I love him in this movie.
Yes.
Every time he speaks, it's just gold.
Yeah, it is good.
And it has Grandma's Boy in here.
My boy Randy Quaid.
Yeah. Doris Roberts.
E.G. Marshall.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones that played the Grandpa John Randolph, like they've been in a bunch of movies.
Right.
Diane Ladd. But I love like look how big Rocky is now.
Mm-hmm.
Like look at him, like the guy's like 45 now.
So rewatching this movie, I came into like wanting to hate it, but you know, there's so like John Hughes is so good at writing movies. Like that's the reason he's the GOAT at these kind of movies.
I think this movie is so great and people love it so much because it's so relatable to parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I felt that.
You put so much in to make sure your kids have this best magical Christmas. You know what I mean? You want it to be better than the ones you had.
And there's always shit that just gets in your way and fucks it up.
Like that, you know, in a perfect world, everything would go off without a hitch. But that's what's great. And I think that Chevy Chase has done a great job of playing that dumbass. You know
the one thing that I really enjoyed about this movie is it came out. When did it come out? Like 1980?
Really not even dummy. He's just like a very
1989. So yeah, but he's playing the cliche toxic masculinity kind of thing. Like the guy that always has to be doing the best but fucking it up kind of thing. Like he's always has to have the biggest tree. He always has to have the fastest sled. Right. You know what I mean? That toxic masculinity. So that I found that very amusing watching this movie is even back in 1989, they recognized toxic masculinity and was just making fun of it.
Yeah, I love the fact that like I just feel like, you know how there's certain people that are just born to play roles. Like this dude is Clark Griswold forever. I think that's why like it doesn't matter how much terrible shit I hear. I'm just like, I don't care, bro.
Right, that's true.
That's Clark.
Clark Griswold.
Clark's having a bad day. All right, it happens. You know? But yeah, so if you've for some reason never seen this movie, what's great is Clark Griswold, who's been in the Vacation series. He works for a company that dehydrates food.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah,
when I was like rewatching, I was like, actually, what is his job?
Yeah, it doesn't really ever talk about it a lot, but this one you get to meet his boss, which is played by Bill Murray's dad. Which is so crazy because of how much Bill Murray and him hate each other. Right. That his dad would be like, fuck it, I'll do it. Like,
I just realized how long it's been since I've seen this dude play in a movie.
Oh, he's so good though, man.
He isn't good. Yeah.
Bill Murray's dad. I feel like we just watched what he was in.
Probably. He's always popping up in like random fucking roles.
But yeah, so he's thinking he's gonna get a big Christmas bonus this year and he wants to put a pool in for the family, you know, so they can enjoy it. They live in Chicago.
Is it Chicago?
Well, it's suburban Illinois.
I was gonna say, do you notice a lot of movies take place in Chicago? But I'm really just thinking about Home Alone in this fucking movie.
I was just about to say, anything with John Hughes will always take place in Illinois.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They most of them, the ones he did in the 80s, like the Brat Pack movies, all of those took place in Aurora, Illinois.
Right.
And there is no Aurora because Jay makes that joke about it in Dogma.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, yo, where all the bitches are fine and all the dudes are whiny pussies. So we thought we'd clean up. You know what's fucked up, man? There is no it's Sherman, Illinois. That's what it is.
Oh, Sherman, Illinois.
There is no fucking Sherman, Illinois.
I don't think I caught the reference, but that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I put it together over the years because the first time I saw Dogma, I was like 12. So that one went right over your head. Right over my head.
This came out during the National Lampoon era.
Yeah. When they were still dropping like bangers.
Right. What happened to National Lampoon?
You know what I would say? Like the last one I remember was Van Wilder.
Ryan Reynolds. Yep. Same. Like
kind of hard to top that though.
If I'm being honest, I think it was like the first one I came across when I like recognize National Lampoon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They kind of got into the B movies.
Yeah,
I was the X-rateds, like the hardcore humors.
Right. I was watching a video and they were talking about some of the worst. Like, there's actually a sequel to this movie. Did you know that?
Yeah, with just Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had the balls to watch it.
I heard that's where National Lampoon kind of like took the dive and just started sucking.
Randy Quaid's kind of fell off in a bad one,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially in that movie. And that came out in 2003, so I couldn't imagine where he's at now.
You know what's crazy? I saw him in the movie Ice Harvest.
Mm-hmm.
He plays like the big bad. He only has like one scene at the end of the movie. But it's so good.
Really?
He has such a good like fucking speech and like great dialogue with John Cusack. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's John Cusack, Billy Bob Thornton, and Randy Quaid. And like, I think
what's it called?
Ice Harvest.
No, I haven't seen it. I have heard of it though.
The Ice Harvest, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it looked stupid, but my dad watched it and he was like, "You should watch this movie."
My dad does the same thing. Like, you think your parents don't have a good taste in movies until they like suggest a movie and you watch and you're like, it's just actually pretty badass. That's how my dad is. He watches, because he watches everything. He watches like those B movies and random movies. He's like, I watched it. It's nothing good. Don't waste your time.
I got to give credit to the older par when it's due. I mean, he has definitely expanded his mind as far as what he'll watch now.
Oh, yeah.
But back when I was a kid, it was straight action. Like,
same.
If there wasn't an action movie, maybe a comedy. He'd do comedy too, or an action comedy. Fuck, he loved 48 Hours. I've probably seen 48 Hours as much as any other movie I've ever seen in my life.
Really? That's
He
funny
loves
because
that fucking
Mick, he always talks about 48 Hours. He loves 48 Hours. I'm surprised he hasn't talked about it on the podcast as many times as he's been on here. Shout out to Mick.
When you talk about like movies with like different race guys that are like the lead, like Lethal Weapon, and nobody ever brings up 48 Hours because Eddie Murphy is fucking fantastic. He's at the height of his mania.
Yeah, 48 Hours is like a cult action movie, and I don't know why.
And Nick Nolte was like the whitest man in America at that time.
Right. Yeah.
And they made that shit work. The second one, good, not as good, but yeah. But anyways, we're getting way off topic. But anyway,
yeah, we haven't talked about this movie at all.
Anyways, so Christmas classic. Here we go. So he wants to get a pool for his family, and he goes to see his boss, and he like brings him a gift, and Bill Murray's dad looks up, and he's just like, "Put it with the rest," and he turns around.
It's like way far into the movie. Why are you starting in the middle of the movie? Oh, well, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter.
I felt just setting up the overall.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I love that all the presents were the same. Like they obviously got them the same fucking gift.
Right. All of them did. Because
it's wrapped exactly the same with like different wrapping paper with the same fucking bow.
Since we're already in the conference room, I love that scene where the boss, he's like, "All right, goodbye, sir." And he's like, "Kiss my ass." Kiss his ass. Fuck you. Happy Hanukkah. Go fuck yourself.
I love when he picks up the phone and he's like, "I got an important phone call. Hey, Jenny, give me someone. And while I'm waiting, give me someone to talk to while you're getting that person."
Give me someone to yell at while I'm waiting.
That was so fucking good. I love that so much. I always wonder what's like ad-libbed in movies, and I feel like that was ad-libbed.
Yeah, it's like, who's going to tell Bill Murray's dad?
Right.
Yeah, that's not going to work. So he wants to throw the most magical Christmas ever. And like I said, that's why this movie's so great and it's so relatable, because every dad wants.
Well, that's what you said. It's so relatable because I've like, even this year, like I don't have kids, but I do experience, the things that go into Christmas or whatever. So we talked about this outside of the podcast. We always buy real trees. And you said the same thing. Like the only thing that goes in our house are real trees.
Yeah, it's an abomination.
Me and the wife made that pact when we got together. Like we are only having real trees. So every year we get a real tree. We have been together 10 years. Trees were $40 when we got together. Trees are $65 now.
I don't give a shit.
And
Greg.
I can touch the top. Like someone's getting fucked here and I know it's me.
It's not the tree company.
No, it's not the tree company. Definitely not.
Yeah.
But I am getting shafted. But I will still pay the money. Even if it gets up to $100, I'm like, I hate this, but I'm still
I don't give a shit if I got to steal it to get the motherfucker in my house.
If I have to pull a Griswold and go out into the fucking forest and pull it out with my car.
I don't know where in Florida we would find where
I don't know, but I'll fucking look for it.
We'll find
There
it.
is a deleted scene. Did you know that? There are deleted scenes in this movie.
I feel like I do, but I don't know which one, like off the top of my head.
So they were going to get the tree, right? And this scene, whenever he's like, Dad, did you bring a saw? And he looks up like, oh, obviously he didn't bring a saw. So apparently there's a deleted scene where he goes up and talks to the guy that sells the trees. And there's this like huge poster and it says a bunch of shit. But at the end of it, it says like, bring your own damn saw. But it's this like dude dressed up in a Santa Claus outfit and he's drinking and smoking in this like lounge chair. I wish that was in the movie.
They should have left that in. Yeah,
but it is a good cut though. He's like, "Did you bring a saw?" And then the next scene is him driving,
dragging the roots and all.
Right. So you put two and two together. So that's comedic cutting, and so I get it.
Just every situation. Like he says, he wants a magical Christmas. So not only is he going to have his parents there, he's going to have her parents there, and then they're going to have their kids.
Sounds like a nightmare.
And she's like, "Are you sure you want to have everybody here?" He's like, "I want an old-fashioned home-style Christmas. Like, it's gonna be great. We got plenty of room."
How do you guys do Christmas? You and the wife?
Well, we get up in the morning, and the kids see what Santa brought them and all that good stuff.
Right.
And then usually my wife will like make breakfast, and then because it's my mom's birthday, we usually go over there.
It's your mom's birthday, Christmas?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My mother and Jesus share the same birthday.
Do you buy her like extra gifts for Christmas? Like these are your presents for your birthday and these are Christmas.
It's like a shitty thing I'm saying, but like it's not bad. Like I get her two gifts, one for her birthday and one for Christmas. And I just feel like growing up that had to suck.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean? Like she definitely got fucked out of presents.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
But my mom's not that type of person to be like,
I get that.
She gets off. She's like my wife. Like they get off on giving much more than they do giving.
I'm the same way. Like the wife made a comment. She's like, "You love gift giving more than I've ever met anyone in my life." And I was like, I don't know why. I just love giving people shit. Like you have a present waiting for you right now.
I know. It was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was great. I'm gonna use it tomorrow. But yeah, like, and I'm the complete opposite. I'm selfish as shit. Like, I love getting gifts.
Well, we make a perfect couple. I'll just buy you all the things, Nick, and you can just open them and be happy. Like,
if you want to see a 7-year-old excitement on a fucking grown man's face, I got you. Like, I could sell that shit. With the best
I'm the worst gift receiver.
Yeah.
Because we've mentioned it before. I have the Dark Knight trilogy. An artist did a original piece of Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. It's a 3-piece picture, and I fucking love it. It's one of the first gifts my wife got me for Christmas. But when I opened it, she's like, "You don't like them," and I was like, "I don't know what they are. Like, I'm trying to figure it out because I don't know what they are," kind of thing. And I was like, "These are really awesome." She's like, "You act like you hate them." I was like, "I'm sorry, I suck at this."
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my hands.
Right. I just have them up by my chin, and I was like, "Thank you."
You can go ahead and put those down by your side. But yeah. So all of that plays into it.
Right.
He wants to make sure the kids have a great time, and of course the kids are fucking miserable because their grandparents are there, and
they have to sleep in the same bed, which is kind of weird. Like brother and brother, I get it. Sister and sister, I get it. But brother and sister in the same bed, I don't know. Kind of weird.
I mean, there were times growing up that like we would go on trips and they'd only have like one bed. Me and my sister would sleep in it. Like it's like weird if you.
I guess it's not weird for you guys, but everyone else, we're like, that's kind of weird. Because I had a brother growing up, so it was whatever.
Well, the age difference was about the same between me and.
What is the age difference between you and your sister?
4 years.
Same with me and my brother, 4 years. Fuck.
But it's just reversed. Like obviously, I'm the older, and Audrey's
I'm the older.
Well, I'm just saying, like for the movie.
I see what you're saying.
But yes, you and your brother. Yeah. But I always said like having a brother would have been cool, but my sister's been pretty awesome to me over the years.
It is pretty cool, except me and my brother are both introverts, and we did our own things. Like we didn't really do much together.
Oh, I was a terrible brother when I was younger.
Were you?
I tried to like abandon her whenever I could, like because it was always fucking take your sister with you everywhere. I fucking go, take your sister, and then I gotta beat the shit out of people because they want to try my sister. Like
I get that. I remember you telling me a story about that. Like some guy was like, "Hey, can I fuck your sister?" And you're like, "Can you get fucked?" Like,
you're about to get fucked.
Yeah.
Not how you want.
Right.
But yeah, anyways. But we're getting off topic again.
I know we've been drinking, so this movie is going to be fucking all over the place, or this review is going to be all over the place, rather.
But it's Christmas.
It's Christmas, so fuck it.
Enjoy, you filthy animals.
Get on your knees and tell me you love me.
I wish that was a real movie so fucking bad.
Same.
Bro.
How has someone not made that into a real movie?
Like, because the old dude's been dead for 100 years.
I mean, I get that, but you can still take those two scenes and kind of like make a whole movie out of them.
I wanted you to get your ugly, yellow, no good.
Not the Home Alone review. Such a good movie. It is quintessential Christmas movie. Is Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
For sure. Although I will say, dude, I do enjoy the second one quite a bit.
We took
first one is just.
We took a vote. We had our friends from Chicago down, and we took a vote, and we were split down the middle. 2 of us love Home Alone 2. Other 2 love Home Alone 1 better. So you're a Home Alone 2 guy.
I'm a Home Alone 1 guy.
You're a Home Alone 1 guy?
Yes.
Fuck off. Home Alone 2 is so much better.
I love 2, but 1 is the best.
In
bro.
the comments, tell us, are you a Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2 person? Yes. Home Alone 2 rules.
We're a podcast divided. I need people to tell this guy he's fucking crazy.
No, fuck you. Home Alone 2 is so much better.
Listen. Home Alone 2 has better traps. I'll give you that. He's almost Jigsaw.
Not only that, but there's so much more heart too. The pigeon lady, the fucking toy store guy.
What are you talking about? That old man saved his fucking life. He was going to drown in the house. He took the shovel and put it to work.
That was one guy.
Not to mention this old fuck lost his family and he's pouring salt out on the sidewalk for all these people to tell him he's a fucking serial killer.
Cry me a fucking river.
Oh,
this lady's living with pigeons.
Man, flag on the play, bro. I'm just saying, it's got just as much fucking heart as the second one.
I don't think so.
That woman was living in pigeon shit.
Exactly.
He didn't even give her any of the money he stole. Like, yeah, Kev, you bought her a little fucking pigeon. She's like, I can't eat
They're
this.
friends forever.
It would have been, I know they would have never done it, but how great would a deleted scene been when he hands her that little dove and she's like, I can't fucking eat this, can I, Kevin? I got fucking thousands of birds to feed.
Oh my God.
I'm going to have to start eating them.
It's officially the Home Alone 2, Home Alone 1 podcast review.
Debate episode.
I didn't know you were a Home Alone 1 guy. I didn't realize this betrayal of friendship.
Can't believe I've been doing this podcast with you this long.
Fucking, 4 years in and I just learning this about you?
Yeah.
So, Christmas Vacation.
So when they bring the tree back and he fucking cuts the rope.
This is what I was talking about before.
I love that shit. It just knocks the fucking windows out on both sides.
You know what's funny is I actually watched a TikTok of this happening to somebody. Like it knocked him on his ass when he cut it open. It was fucking hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah.
And he's like, a lot of sap in here. So for the rest of the scenes, like for the next time, like,
he's reading a fucking magazine and it's fucking stick. That is the most relatable thing in this movie because fuck sap. Like really,
he's like, and she pulls it off, and then he gets his hand stuck in her hair, and like it's great. If Chevy Chase has that gift, like physical comedy.
I mean, physical comedy is his thing, but it's like I said, pratfalls are just not my thing. Like they don't really make me laugh.
And sarcasm. Like he was Ryan Reynolds before Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, I'll give him that. Like that scene in, I know John Hughes wrote it, but he played it perfectly. The scene in the mall when he's looking at the girl's tits.
Yeah.
Like, and he can't stop saying tits or nipples or whatever relating to her cleavage was fucking hilarious. So,
oh yeah.
I mean, I know it's like way before it's time because everyone wears shirts like that, even me. So,
but yeah, he's got little subtleties in this movie that are just fucking great. What was the one she's like, something about Randy Quaid says, he's like, I'd like to put some around you. Or, no, I'm thinking of Jingle All the Way. But Phil Harbin's like, you should put some chain on those tires. It's supposed to get slippery. Like, put some chains on you.
There was this meme going around that says, when I was growing up, I thought I was more like, Clark Griswold, but the more I realize I'm more like
Howard
Griswold.
Yeah.
Or not Howard, but what's his name? Eddie.
Oh yeah. Dude, Randy Quaid, he makes this movie, man. It's like, that's another great thing. Like the bit where he's trying to get the fucking house lit. It's probably one of the most iconic scenes of the movie.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And he's like, drum roll, please. And they're like fucking freezing out there. And the old people are drinking and shit.
Because, back in the day when you used to do lights, like,
yeah,
the wife made a comment like they fixed that. Like if you have one light out, none of them work. Who fucking designed that? Please, I hope that guy got fired because fuck you.
Yeah, I hope they strangled him with
I
the
remember
lights.
I remember changing out light bulbs to get them to work.
I remember my dad making me do that shit.
Really?
Something
I
wrong
couldn't.
with that strip. You gotta check them. Gotta check them.
Here's a good one. You got to change each one out until they come up, until they light up.
Till one of them turns on, son.
Yeah, fuck you.
If he like gave you a bad one to test them with, though, like the whole thing, you're just been up in there for a fucking hour.
Right?
Broke.
Oh god, you guys don't have to worry about that these days.
But,
Lights just work.
But right before he does it, he's like, joy to the world. Nothing. And it turns out like because he's got 35,000 extension cords doing it. And
the safety hazard of fucking like outlets where the fucking light switch is. By the way, light switches like that are fucking stupid. Like light switches that are hooked to a fucking outlet like that.
Oh yeah,
God,
yeah.
Fuck off.
I have one in my room.
Do you really?
Yeah, it sucks.
They're so annoying.
But that's kind of like what it is. It's hooked up to a switch, and she doesn't do it until later on in the movie. But he's hanging up all the lights and stuff, and he's like, Russ, we checked. He's like, yeah, Dad, we definitely checked. I remember.
By the way, they say the reason Chevy Chase is so fucked up because of all the pratfalls that he did. Like his body just he fucked up his body over his lifetime, which like I applaud you for, sacrificing your body for comedy. But when he punches Santa in the face, you can tell that shit hurt.
Yeah.
The way he reacts to that, the way he holds his hand, like that shit fucking hurt. He punched that Santa
Probably
right in the
broke his hand.
nose. Yeah. Like I saw it when I was watching it. I was like, that one hurt, didn't it, Chevy?
Yeah, because I've heard of him getting into it with people plenty of times. Like I said, Bill Murray and him fought when he went back to host SNL after he left the show after one season. Can you imagine that though? That was if I'd been alive in 75 when that show started.
But that's the reason I hate him as a person, because he was the first season of SNL, and then he left SNL and he literally told everyone, I'm going to go make more money, and just abandon everyone. That's like the same thing with us. Like if you're like, hey, some podcast is going to give me more money, so peace out, Greg. Like I'd be fucking pissed.
No, I get it.
And then Bill Murray took his spot on SNL, and then he tried to like come back and do like a special episode, and Bill Murray's like, fuck you. Which I'm not the biggest Bill Murray fan anyway, so
you don't have to worry,
not
bro.
like
I would always give you the chance to outbid them before I left.
I'm glad you're giving me the opportunity.
Oh, it's fucking awesome of you, dude. But so he's just like at first like him hanging the lights, and he fucking staples his fucking coat to the fucking house. That shit's hilarious to me. And then he like falls, and he's just hanging by his fucking coat. Great.
I've watched so many fucking fail videos of ladders. I don't want to ever get on a ladder ever again.
Dude, and like that house is so big.
It's so big. Like whenever he jacks up the ladder the first time and he walks all the way up it, I was like, how big is you live in a castle?
Well, I mean, with the attic, you got figures 3 stories.
Right. So fucking fuck all that. Like I only have a single story home, and I don't want to hang up lights because it's too much work. I couldn't imagine a fucking 2/3 story house.
So there is a point where the grandparents show up and they kind of take over, and this shit becomes a little more stressful. Well, then, like I said, they're standing outside. He's trying to get the lights on. Well, Beverly D'Angelo's like, well, honey, I think we did all we can tonight. We ought to go home. And she's like, you want me to do the drum roll thing again? And he's like, no, it's okay. And he's like, keeps fucking with it. And sure enough, she goes inside and like turns on the light, and then it fucking does the major.
I forgot about
it sets off the fucking nuclear reactor or whatever in town.
Oh, speaking of, it would have been funny because they show the nuclear reactor and they have to turn on a special switch to like turn on the electricity to the rest of the fucking community because he's draining all the power. It would have been funny if they put Clark Griswold emergency like tag above it or around it. That would have been kind of amusing.
Right.
That was a missed opportunity there.
They
because they knew it's always his house.
He like shut the grid down.
Yeah.
Because of how many lights it was.
Right.
He's like, it stings my eyes, Dad. He's like, well, you're not supposed to look right into it. You don't look right into it, son. It's like the sun. You just admire it.
Right.
Get your eyes peeled.
I forgot. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in this from Friends.
Oh yeah, her and her husband. Great.
They're the like pretentious rich people that are neighbors.
I was gonna say they're the original like Ken and Karen,
right,
or whatever,
Ken and Karen, yeah. Because when the lights come up, they like are blinded.
They're like getting ready to fuck. He busts his ass. What is it when he slips and the fucking icicles go through their window and then it melts? And she's like, "Why the fuck is the floor wet? Why is the window broken? What the fuck did it?"
Something broke it. There was a murder with an icicle.
Because there's no evidence.
She was in this movie. Have you ever seen that? I'm sorry, I'm just looking through IMDb.
That was another one that he did right before the drop.
Before he passed away.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Gandolfini.
James Gandolfini. It's called Enough Said. Him and her did a movie together, and it was actually kind of a cute movie.
I ran into Steve-O the other day. He told me he's watching The Sopranos. I was like, I've never been so more proud of you.
Yeah.
He's like,
I was on the last season and I didn't finish it. I need to start it all over again.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Life gets in the way.
First part of season 6, you could skip.
Oh, really?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
When he gets into the dream sequences, I kind of check out.
That's kind of like right around the same time.
Yeah.
Because he gets shot or whatever. But yeah, there's cool kills and shit. That's the only thing that kept me in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's other stuff that's going on that I'm just like, I don't care about this. But anyways, back to that. But
yeah.
So he gets the light. Well, it's like everybody was making fun of him because he couldn't get the light. So he's kind of going around one by one and like letting everybody give him his pat on the back. And his dad's like, "This is terrific, son. Couldn't have done it better myself." And I forgot the Beverly D'Angelo's parents are like, the dad, he's like, the asshole father-in-law. He's like, "Yeah, probably could have hung him a little better or a little straighter," or whatever the fuck he says. And then the moms, they give him, and his mom's a sweetheart. And she's like, "Thanks, Mom." She's like,
oh, yeah, she says that before. She's like, "I can imagine it, and it's breathtaking. Good job, babe."
Thanks, Mom.
It's like I felt that because my mom is like that.
Yeah, all moms,
I wouldn't say all moms. Some people have some shitty moms.
Shout out to great moms.
Shout out to great moms. I'm sorry if you have a shitty mom. You can borrow mine because she's a saint.
You can't borrow mine, but I won't make you feel like shit because my mom's better than yours. Because, you can't have her if she's mine. But, yeah, so then, of course, that's when we get introduced to Eddie and them, who's been in every one of these. Actually, I don't know if he's in European. I can't remember.
I don't know.
I feel like he's got to be.
I told you I haven't seen the European one, so I'm not sure.
Well, he's in Vegas, he's in Christmas, and he's in the original.
And he might be.
So if he's not in... You know what's crazy? They didn't put him in the reboot.
Good.
And they put Chevy and Beverly in it.
They did, didn't they? At the end of the movie. Yeah.
They really did.
Yeah. Shout out to one of our first episodes. I think we talked about it before the fucking podcast broke out, but you gave me the reboot of the Vacation.
The original Vacation.
It is one of your first picks, so.
I still put that movie on when I have a shitty day, man. Like, I think it's fucking gold.
I cannot bring myself.
The shit with
Whenever
Charlie
they
Day.
took the fucking shit steam bath or whatever it was called, whatever.
Oh, that was nasty as fuck.
That's when I checked out. I was like, nope, fuck this movie. But there is that one funny part. If you want to check it out, go around watch the other podcast. So
you got to scroll for a minute. It's pretty far down on the list,
right? It's pretty down there. But
there's some gold in that catalog, though.
There is, yeah. Which
I don't know if anybody knows this, or I don't know how long some of our listeners have been, but me and Greg, like every channel on YouTube and in podcasting, you start at zero, and thanks to all of y'all that's been supporting us, like we've almost hit 100,000 streams. Like,
yeah,
that is insane.
Right.
We're probably over 100K if you add all the other platforms.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But just with YouTube, we're almost at 100K, which is amazing. Thank y'all so much, because like honestly, like I said, we started zero and
couldn't do this without you.
For real,
100%. But yeah, we appreciate all the support. And I told Nick, I was like, we're almost at 100,000 like listeners, which is
We should do like a throwback.
I wanted to do a special episode when we hit 100,000 views where we talk about our favorite movies that we've done, the least favorite movies that we've done, and just have a special episode about it because it's a milestone.
You know what else was a super fun episode I was thinking about the other day? The guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
I feel like I could definitely do another guilty pleasures list.
Well, I wanted to do like a top 25, top 20, something like that, movies of all time. Where we spend a week trying to figure out what our top 25 movies are of all time.
That would be a good one.
Yeah. And then just talk about it.
Just do list back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea for the...
Maybe we should. When we hit 100,000, maybe we'll do our favorite episodes we've done, the favorite movies we've done, least favorite movies we've done, and then top 25 movies of all time.
I'll fuck with that. I love that idea.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
We're very close.
Very, very close. But yeah, so you get introduced to Eddie and he's like, thanks, Eddie. And he's like, Eddie, because they're,
So Eddie's his brother, right?
Cousin. No, it's Beverly D'Angelo's cousin.
Oh, what the fuck?
It's his wife's cousin.
I couldn't imagine my wife's cousin showing up at my house acting like we're family because we're not.
I'd have been like, how the fuck did you turn out normal? And look at these fucking people.
You're right.
His wife's a really sweet woman. She's kind of an idiot, but like she's nice. And they pulled up an RV, and
his son has the most rat tail I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's classic.
Yeah, it's that classic. What's his name? Garth Brooks throwback.
Oh yeah. And I forget what the daughter. They were like, does she still have
cross-eyed? Is she still or no? They're like, I can't believe she's still not cross-eyed. He's like, you get kicked by a donkey, you get cross-eyed. You kick by it again, you fucking fixed. Who would have thought?
Who would have known?
And then his fucking dog has an allergies.
Oh, and it's this gigantic fucking Rottweiler. Yeah. That's even better. He's got a sinus problem, Clark. You
snots everywhere.
You want to go ahead and stay away from him when he's doing that.
If he starts humping your leg, just let him finish. Just let him finish. You'd be better off.
I wish you wouldn't feed your dog from the table, Eddie.
Nah, he got into the trash.
I ain't feeding him. He must have got into your trash.
Yeah, there's trash. I would have fucking beat that dog.
I just said, bitch, get up and come clean this.
Right. 100%. If another person's dog got into my trash, my dog knows better.
First of all, bro, why is your big ass fucking dog in my house?
Right.
Let him fuck your RV up.
Yeah,
Lock his ass up in there.
Yeah, if he's gonna go through my trash and fuck my shit up, he needs to be in your RV.
And I get it, it's like winter and they don't want to leave him outside, but that's not my fucking dog, so I didn't tell you to bring him. Matter of fact, didn't even tell you to come. So, but yeah, that's what makes it. That's what makes it a great movie.
Right. Every time I drink, I want to turn off this light. Like, I just want the ambiance. The light's like too much.
You got the clicker, don't you?
Yeah, but it feels weird being in the fucking dark with another man. Like it's like I can't.
We're not in the dark. I mean, we have light. It's just not as bright.
You're right.
You want me to turn the lamp on?
No, the lamp.
I mean, the fact we're spooning has nothing to do with the lighting. All right.
Good thing there's not video.
We're on a love seat right now, guys.
I'm actually sharing a microphone.
We're this close from Eskimo kissing while we talk.
Giving each other butterfly kisses.
Oh my god, dude! This fucking episode's off the rails.
I told you I pre-gamed on this episode. I don't know why.
You warned me. Guess I shouldn't have participated. I should have fucking stayed. Okay,
you had to be the control.
Yeah, for once, you were supposed to be the god. But yeah, so they go tobogganing, which is fucking great. And
and he rubs the fucking
this cooking oil spray.
His fucking company is the only one that can. I do love it. Like, it caught me off guard because I haven't seen this in so fucking long. He rubs his cooking oil on his sled, I guess. Yeah. I don't know what else to call it. It's a fucking sled.
Well, it's a dish. It's a metal dish.
It's Captain America's shield.
Pretty much. But
and then when he takes off, it like a rocket.
Yeah. Like it's like leaving Back to the Future scorches.
And it kind of made me laugh because it took me off guard. It was kind of funny. Like,
oh, I love when he's doing like 360s and he's doing the Chevy faces, like, and all that shit. And then he fucking goes through a parking lot. And by the time he stops, that thing's fucking gone. Like,
yeah, later in the movie, it shows.
Yeah, Randy Quaid pulls it out of the trash.
It's just fucking burnt on the bottom. I love throwback jokes.
And he's like, Eddie, you gonna take a turn? He's like, oh no, Clark, I got a metal plate in my head still. I might get hurt.
No, then it turns like I have a fucking plastic plate. I don't trust the government's plastic to keep me protected. Oh God,
that's too funny.
He said when the wife turns on the microwave, I forget where I'm at for a second, who I am, and I pee everywhere. Some dumb shit like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like I said, it's so fucking cool. Like the little back and forth between him and Clark through the whole movie. You know, I think he tells him that he's borrowing the RV from a friend.
Yeah. He said he sold his house to borrow the RV from a friend, but really they're
on tough times. He's lost his job.
I love that his wife was like, he's waiting on a manager position. It's funny because I've heard that shit before.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't have a job. He's waiting on a manager position, even though he doesn't have a job.
He has no credentials or special skills.
Yeah.
But you think you could be the boss, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, and it is kind of sad part because I've been there. Like, you know, you have family members and stuff that they can't really do anything for their kids because they just.
My whole thing is like, if you have fucking kids, you need to do whatever it fucking takes to provide. I don't care if you need to flip burgers at McDonald's. You need to be bringing home a paycheck.
Well, I think that's the point of it, is to show that like Clark is a good guy because he's like. Even though
he hates his fucking job, he's still going to work and bring home a check for his family.
Well, and not only that, but he doesn't fucking like Eddie at all.
Yeah,
but he would rather fucking like, you know, that through this movie, like he's putting all these people up, all this food, all the shit that they destroyed. Like his fucking credit cards are melting. From all the money
he is waiting, which is so fucking realistic right now. He's like waiting on a bonus to pay off his fucking credit cards to get this pool.
He thinks he's gonna be breaking even and this and that, and you know, he gets Eddie and them's Christmas for their kids, and Eddie's just walking through the store, and like I've seen motherfuckers.
God damn it! This fucking scene. He's putting bags of dog food in the car.
Gigantic fucking bags.
He's putting so many different bags of dog. I couldn't listen to the conversation they were having because I was concentrating on the bags of dog food he kept putting in the car.
That's all he kept putting in there was beer and dog food.
Yeah,
it was like, then he got wet dog food, and then he went back to the dry dog food.
He got like 5 different bags of different dry dog food. I'm like, why is your dog so fucking eclectic with this?
Because he's got the dog from Sandlot. That's why. It's a massive fucking Rottweiler. And then the great grandparents come.
This is by far, I think I mentioned it before the podcast went out, but if I mentioned it already, I'm sorry.
A what?
This fucking guy, William Hickey, was by far my favorite person in this movie because his wife, Bethany, let's just call her Bethany, is just kind of out there. She's like has dementia or she has
Aunt
something.
Bethany, yeah. Great Aunt Bethany, yeah.
She is out there and he's having to like correct her on everything. Like,
this isn't you to say grace.
I pledge allegiance and
she does the fucking, and then of course they all stand up and shit. It's great.
Have you seen the TikToks of those?
Nah.
So girls are getting these like new boyfriends and they're bringing them over for dinner, like a family dinner or whatever. And she's like, wouldn't it be funny if we all stood up for the Pledge of Allegiance and not tell him about it? So that's what they do is they're like, they'll stand up, they'll put a camera up for TikTok and then be like, we pledge allegiance. He's standing up confused. Like, okay, I guess they do. And then they spin around 3 times and then eat dinner. He's like, what the fuck is going on? And I realized this is where they got it from.
I'm really rethinking the shit out of being part of this.
He just walks out. He's like, no, fuck everything about this.
I'm out, dude.
I'm out. This is weird.
It's too fucking weird.
Next thing you're going to have is fucking cult suicide. No, I'm out.
You're going to pass out the Kool-Aid. I'm out, dude. I'm fucking out. But yeah, they're like senile, old as shit.
All right. And, but William Hickey is so fucking funny because he's like, I need a stogie. I need to go smoke my stogie.
Can I get you an ashtray for your cigar? Because he just keeps He's hashing the motherfucker wherever he wants.
And then as they're eating dinner, he's like, I'm gonna go smoke a stogie. And he goes, lights it up by the tree, and it fucking lights this tree to heaven.
Oh, and then the fucking squirrel, man.
Oh, the squirrel's fucking...
The squirrel is gold, dude.
Yeah, it really is. Because they act like it's a fucking...
Like it's like this rabid, like fucking...
predator.
Like a bear or something.
Right. A bear has been hiding in the tree.
Where the hell is Eddie? Did he eat these things? Oh, well, Clark, he found out they were high in cholesterol.
I don't know why I just thought of this, but did you know if you eat rabbit and only rabbit, you will die?
What?
Because rabbit has no fat on it. And you need fat to survive. So if you only eat rabbit, you will die. There's like a fucking scientific paper on it.
Well, I've never ate rabbit before. So
I'm just saying.
I guess I don't have to worry about it, but yeah. So if I'm ever in the wilderness and I'm killing animals, don't
go
choose
for
too
some
many.
deer.
Yeah, get you something else other
Get
than
you
a
some
rabbit.
boar. Don't focus on rabbits.
I would definitely go for a hog, bro. You know how much fucking good eating that would be?
100%, but
I'd probably still die because I wouldn't know how to cut it up and shit.
you would die because they're fucking crazy. Like hogs are like aggressive as fuck. They're the most aggressive thing ever alive.
Yeah, you have to get specialized dog guns and shits.
Right.
Did you ever remember that show that was about the hog hunters of Texas?
No.
These people had their own private copter. It was a 2-man chopper. It was the daughter flying, and then like the older son and the dad.
No,
and they would
I've never
shoot
heard of this.
these fucking hogs
That
out
is
of this
fucking hilarious.
tiny helicopter.
No,
bro.
I've not heard of that, but
Yeah.
I need to.
It was like Jurassic Park. Like they loaded up into these fucking Jeeps with like shooter seats, gunner seats, dude. And they'd be out there fucking tagging hogs, man.
No, I never heard of this, but that's fucking amazing.
I want to say it was called Texas Hogging or something like that.
Unfair.
Lone Star Hogging.
Talk about unfair advantage. Like, goddamn.
Or
You're just going to fly above me and shoot me in the face.
Well, see, over in that part of Texas they're overpopulated.
Yeah, that's the thing about hogs is they are overpopulated.
They're like
and they're
fucking up farms.
Yeah, they're aggressive as fuck.
The ecosystem.
Yeah, you got to level it out.
And that's what these people get paid to do.
That's fucking hilarious, though. Shooting hogs out of a fucking helicopter.
It's genius, bro.
I mean, you got to be fucking accurate because the hogs aren't that big either.
Yeah, you can't just be like out there. I mean, you've got like a Gatling gun or something.
Yeah.
You're mowing motherfuckers down. Who wants bacon?
Have a fucking minigun and you're just like tearing down the forest.
You haven't hit wood.
I'm working on it.
Have you fucking fired one of these? It's powerful, bro. It's pure power. You can't do it.
Yeah, and I can't stop. I think I almost hit the predator.
That's like one of the most fucking fucked up hilarious parts of Full Metal Jacket when that dude's fucking shooting the 50 cal out of the chopper. You should do a movie on me. I'm fucking good. If they move, they're Viet Cong. If they don't move, they're well-trained Viet Cong.
Oh, shit.
How can you just shoot women and children? You just lead them a little more. Like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. That's a great movie. We should do that one of these days.
I'm always down for some Stanley Kubrick.
I watched I guess it's like a 30-year anniversary or whatever with Vincent D'Onofrio. He's like, that movie set my career up. He's like, if Stanley Kubrick ever asked me for anything, I would have done it because I got he's like, I could tell you 12 movies I got because of that role, because of Gomer Pyle.
Right.
And they made him get fatter. Like, he's like, I wasn't that big. He's like, and they made me they were like, do you care to put on this 20 pounds? He's like, whatever y'all need. And he's like, I was just eating donuts and toast and, you know, bread with butter and shit, you know.
I'm surprised we haven't done a Stanley Kubrick movie, but what would we do? Shining? I would do Clockwork Orange.
I would do Apocalypse Now. Or that's Coppola.
That's Coppola, yeah.
My bad. Yeah, I would probably pick Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket, so especially that first opening scene, opening like segment. What would you call it? But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Out of the boot camp. The whole thing, the first, second, and third act. That's one of those other ones. It's like a perfect movie.
Right.
You would have a hell of a time trying to redo that. Or
100%.
Outdo that.
Yeah.
Back to Christmas Vacation. So yeah, the squirrel gets out and Clark thinks they've like lost it or whatever, and it's on his fucking back. And then the Rottweiler fucking takes him down, and then eventually it just runs outside.
There's scenes in this where I'm like, it's so fucking stupid. I don't know if it's dated or whatever, but like when he brings down the addict stairs and they hit him in the face, I was like, okay.
But it really leads to a very sweet scene. I'm glad you brought that up because that is one of my favorite scenes of this movie. Like he gets trapped up there, which is like, okay,
could that really happen? I don't have an addict like that.
If you if the latch is stuck on your side. And the only way is to pull the string. Like some of them,
you really could get stuck up there.
Well, then like you said, they make it now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they've like updated it.
But yeah, I think it just got stuck, and that was like the whole gag because of course he sets the projector up on the fucking on the fucking door.
That is the one part of this movie that actually made me laugh out loud because I forgot about it. But he sets the projector up on the door.
So he's up there and he's hiding gifts, and then while he's hiding the gifts, he finds a gift that his parents hid from him. Because it says to Clark, and it's like...
No, it says from Clark to Mom. Mother's Day gift. So apparently it's another deleted scene. It's supposed to be a running gag of him finding gifts that he's hidden up there and forgotten about. So it's supposed to cut back and forth to them at the mall buying shit and him finding these like gifts in the attic. But they cut it down to that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, it makes it more impactful because when he finds the gift, then he finds the old movies, and then he's just in his pajamas, so he's freezing. So
well, no, it's not even that. It's he finds these like women's, I don't know what you want to call them. Like,
because it's cold.
Yeah,
it's like
he finds this thing that women used to wear to
like
dry their hair,
like a head wrap or whatever.
Yeah, and then these like women's gloves for like winter.
And then, like
but
he had
pink.
like a fur throw.
Yeah,
or like a whatever they put around their shoulders.
A fox.
That's right. And he's like throwing all this lady shit on, and he's just watching the fucking home movies, and of course it's from like when he was a kid. And, of course, it showed the great grandparents when they're a little younger. He's still smoking stogies. And it's just like gives you that good feeling, like, you know what I mean? And you get what his motivation is to give his family that kind of Christmas.
Right.
And that's kind of the beauty in it, too. And that's why I said it's so relatable, because I'm sure everything didn't go perfect for them then. But when you're a kid, you don't notice all the bullshit.
That's true.
And that's what makes a great parent, that you just remember the good shit.
Yeah.
And even for if it was just for that one day, the bad shit you don't remember it because it was very little, or you just didn't care.
I talk about
how much magic you had, you know?
Right. I talk about this with my dad a lot because my dad did not have a lot of money. My parents separated when I was 8. So my dad made do with me and my brother, but he was really creative about having family days that didn't cost a lot of money.
Right.
Like, I'm impressed with, like, he would take us to the beach and all you really have to pack is like a lunch and gas. Like, it's really not a whole lot. Or he would take us like to the air show. You really just anything you just had to pack a lunch for and then have a good day.
Couple sandwiches.
Yeah, he would take us on hikes. Like, you just need a couple of sandwiches and a drink, whatever. But he was like the master at
balling on a budget.
You know, Half Baked. Kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
That was my dad, basically. Can we do the most amount of things with the least amount of money?
Right.
So I applaud him for that because, yeah, he killed it.
But that's why I said it is really like that's the heart of the movie, because you see what he's going for. And then, of course, the wife pulls down.
It is so fucking like
everything goes.
Everything goes, and it made me laugh, and I hate that it made me laugh. I hate it when things catch me off guard and make me laugh.
You hated that you enjoyed
when I'm trying
it,
to hate them. Yeah, I was trying to hate this movie, and I'm like, God, there's so much charm, and I realized it's not because of Chevy Chase, it's because of John Hughes.
That's why I said, it doesn't, regardless of how you feel. That's why this movie is a Christmas classic, because it just puts you in the spirit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of relatable things that happen in this movie.
And the older you get, like, it's harder to find those things that make you feel the way you did when you were younger. And this movie does that for so many people. You
know, the wife made a comment. I don't know if we said it on the podcast or not, but she's like, you love giving gifts more than anyone I've ever met in my life. And I was thinking about it for a second, and I was like, I remember when I was a kid and what it felt like to open those gifts. And I want to give people that same feeling.
Right.
So,
and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But that's what I said. That's why this movie is so beloved in the way it is, because it just gives you that good feeling.
Right. And after rewatching it, like, I haven't seen it since I was younger. but I do understand why people love this movie. And like I was trying to hate on it before we started doing this, but it's so hard to. Like it's such a charming movie.
I love when they all go sit down to dinner and the turkey looks perfect. Like they finally are going to get their perfect holiday.
Right.
You know, picture perfect. And then the fucking turkey just explodes.
Yeah, it's a little dry.
It's like a tire blowing out on the interstate.
Right.
Well, what's wrong, woman? It looks great. Just a little dry.
Just a little dry.
And they're all just trying to, like they're dipping the shit in water. Oh boy's just pouring fucking gravy on, you know. Yeah. And
I feel that though, like you really did get those like insecurities around the holiday. Like one year I was supposed to cut the turkey and I cut it, but I didn't do like the undercut to like separate all the pieces. And they called me out on it after everyone got their plate. Like Greg didn't know how to cut a turkey. I was like, well, fuck everyone about this. Like, well, then give me your piece back.
Shit. Cut your own fucking turkey
right.
Next year. But I love that, like, right before he gets to cut it, he's like, I just want to thank everybody for being here, and this has been the best Christmas ever. And he's, save me the neck, Clark. All right, Eddie.
All right, Eddie. Well, the thing about the movie is they set everything up to be like this wonderful, magical thing and then undercut it with a joke.
Yeah.
It's like Marvel before Marvel.
Like the only thing that could go wrong does.
Right.
And I love when he's like trying to get the kids excited because my grandfather and my dad and, you know, my mom and them used to do shit like that too. Like, oh, I heard that 2 straight troopers called over the radio that they saw Santa going over with the Rockies or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And fucking Eddie, you serious, Clark?
Well, because they just had the conversation that they didn't have the money to buy their kids gifts.
Right.
So, and they told their kids that Santa wouldn't be coming this year because, you know,
they
were
weren't
broke.
at home or whatever.
That's pretty fucked up.
I love that scene with the daughter because Clark's already bought their Christmas and shit, and the little girl gets up when he's like fantasizing about the pool and like the sexy bitch at the pool.
Isn't that a callback to the original Vacation?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Same thing with the reboot.
Yeah, they kind of
she gets hit by the fucking semi, but,
right?
Yeah. But yeah, the little girl catches him in there.
I really like because I haven't seen this in so long. I really thought he was gonna turn around and have like a huge erection.
Oh my god!
And he was gonna have to like hide it like somehow,
right?
Or like knock over a vase of flowers or something like that. They didn't go that far, which I appreciate because that's dark humor. That's
what keeps it under the R.
Yeah.
But so it's like, you know, it's very sad because like the girl says like, well, we've been good every year and we still ain't got jack shit.
It was pretty sad.
Like she telling this heartwarming story and then like she just cusses like it's natural as fuck. And like he's just like, okay. But then like, you know, he tells her like, I promise you're gonna have a good Christmas, and he sends her off to bed or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, after the shit with the squirrel, everything.
You and this fucking squirrel.
He finally gets his bonus.
Yeah, because he hasn't gotten it. It's
right.
like an ongoing thing. He's like, I didn't got my bonus. I don't think I'm getting one this year. But finally, the USPS guy was like, it fell between my seats. Here you go. I'm sorry, it's late. And then he opens it up, and it's a fucking year supply of what?
Jello the month club.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving
all year long.
I fucking wanted to choke you.
Oh, fuck you forever.
I love when he just keeps dipping the fucking eggnog, like just keeps dipping, which, you know, call back, it's the moose
from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
No, well, yeah, I think either that or I think the mascot for the first movie, where they're going.
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't know why I can't think of this fucking place.
I can't either,
because they go in the reboot too.
Right, they're going to the theme park of the moose,
and I think that the moose is the.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I was like, why are they drinking out of moose glasses? But whatever.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, the callback. Yeah, I get it. But when he ripped it up, I was like, I think there was supposed to be a check in there, and he ripped it up. Like, this is me not being.
Yeah, it was. He was thinking it was his bonus so he could get the pool because he was telling everybody how excited he was.
Well, I'm saying is I thought like he pulled out the year supply of Jello, and there was also a check inside the envelope, and he ripped it up.
Oh no.
But this is me not seeing the movie in so long.
Right. Yeah, he fucking flips out and then starts motherfucking.
Although that rant was pretty fucking epic.
Yeah, because he doesn't say like much. I think he only says like one curse word. And
Yeah,
like
he doesn't say many cuss words, but he does go on a fucking rant. I was like, I wonder how much of this is ad lib because that's pretty impressive.
And I love how Eddie also knocks the fucking windmill apart, and then like Clark tries to like fix it, and the whole fucking thing falls apart. And he's like, "Just leave it, Eddie. I'll get that later." Like I said, him and Randy Quaid back and forth.
They're back and forth. It's pretty great. So he goes on that rant, and Randy Quaid decides to like, well, I'm gonna fix Christmas, so I'm gonna take my RV and go kidnap his boss
because he's kind of simple
and bring. You're right. His heart is bigger than his brain.
We cannot skip this movie. Shout out to my boy Keith who did this. He made this scene today on TikTok. It fucking gets up and he's like, "What are you doing? Watching an idiot dump sewage into our."
Right.
Into our sewer. She's like, he doesn't know any better, Clark. She's like, he ought to know it's illegal to dump sewage into an open gas thing. He goes, if anybody lit a match within 10 feet, I'd hate to see what happens. Call back, or that's what we call a little foreshadowing right there.
Right.
Sprinkled a little bit.
But it is a callback too. Foreshadowing and a callback.
He sees Clark, this motherfucker's drinking a beer at 7 a.m, smoking a stogie in his fucking underwear and a robe.
Is that illegal? I wonder.
To pour sewage down an open fucking sewer? Yes, it is.
Is it? I don't see why. It's a fucking sewer.
You have to hook it. You have to hook it. You have to hook it up to your septic tank.
Yeah, it's like a drain. Like there's an actual like gizmo that you hook it up to at RV parks. I know that much.
It doesn't even have to be an RV park. My grandparents used to park theirs in my house. I don't think they had a hookup. I think they just had like a shit storage.
Yeah, but don't you have a septic tank? Or do you have?
I do now, but not that good.
I don't want them hooking up their fucking thing on my septic tank.
No, it's like it's like from RV. They shit in this tank, and then you go to a place and you get it fucking vacuumed out.
Right, I know that much.
Like it's like a porta potty, but with like water and shit.
But I don't know. I don't have an RV, so I don't know like where I take it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People that use RVs, they stay at RV parks, and that's where you can empty them.
That's literally what I just said.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. You're just reiterating what I said. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's dumping it down the fucking sewage, which I was like, that's actually not a bad idea. Like, that's some shit I would do.
He sees Clark seeing him. Shitter's full.
Shitter's full.
And then the fucking
neighbor comes out.
They're getting ready to go on their fucking jog in their matching jogging suits. Morning. Merry Christmas. Shitter's full.
Shitter's full.
And they like start fucking
they just back in.
They go right back in the house. Fucking great. I also love the scene when the tree gets caught on fire by the uncle and he goes outside with his fucking hockey mask on and listen, Griswold, you're fucking
he snapped,
yeah. He's
like, his kid tries to talk him down. He's like, you know what? Good talk, Dad. You know what? You do your thing. Do what you need to do.
Good talk, Dad. Shout out to Leonard.
Right.
He cuts the fucking tree in their yard down and it goes through the fucking window and he just drags it out. And she's like, what are you doing? You're going crazy. You're acting crazy. And then, like you said, he goes in, we're going to have the greatest Christmas on this side of the house. We're going to be a bunch of jolly assholes around here. Going into the rant. Like right. You said. So now we're all caught up. I feel good.
Right. So his
Eddie goes and kidnaps
this fucking
Bill Murray's dad.
Right. And then brings him back and he's like explains the whole thing to him. Like, the reason I'm pissed is because you didn't give us a bonus. He overheard it and his heart's bigger than his brain, so he fucking did what he needed to do, but I'll take fucking rap for it. And then this is when the boss sees.
I love how the cops like just kick in every fucking window.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, you're just gonna go through the whole neighborhood.
Well, this dude's super rich, super powerful guy.
Yeah.
And his wife just said somebody just came and fucking kidnapped my husband on Christmas Eve.
Right.
So it makes sense that they would call the whole fucking police department.
They wouldn't do that for me.
No, not for us, but for the most important man in town, they would.
Yeah.
And I love that when the cops bust in, she grabs his dick. And then like the wife comes in and she's like, Philip or Morris or whatever his name is. And she's like giving him a hug and shit. And she's like, what is the meaning of all this? She's like, honey, everything's fine. It's a big misunderstanding. this is Clark Griswold. He works for me. And this is his wife. And she like takes his hand off his face. She's like, nice to meet you. But there's like guns like pointed at all their faces. It's fucking hilarious. It's slapsticky, but like in a good way.
Right.
That's back when like they could do shit like this in a movie. And I feel like it didn't hurt anything. Like, you know, like the police academies and Animal House and stuff. Just like where it was just like.
Well, everyone hates cops now. So when you do that shit, it's like, oh, that's real.
Yeah.
So you can't really do that anymore. You can't make fun of cops because everyone apparently hates them, even though we need them.
So they stand between us and anarchy.
Yeah, right. People don't realize that. Like we defund the police, and it's like, oh, do you want to get robbed and stabbed and die? Because that's what's going to happen.
Can you imagine calling 911 and that bitch just went boo doo doo?
Right.
Person you were calling is no longer in service. The fuck you mean they're not in service?
What am I supposed to do? Defend yourself like you wanted.
And then a fucking Molotov cocktail comes through your living room.
This is what happens when you defund the police.
Yeah. So, moral of the story is everybody be some evil. They're necessary evil.
Right.
Anyways, back onto the Christmas.
Easy to say for two white men.
Yeah, it's true. I don't have to worry about that shit. God, that was terrible.
It was very bad. Poor taste.
Yeah. I mean, you know, not all jokes land where they're supposed to, I guess. But so they pretty much get it squashed. And then, like you said, he says, you know, my cousin's a fucking idiot. Like, please don't take us to jail or him to jail or whatever.
And then, like, I don't know, it felt kind of like forced. And he's like, you've changed my opinion. I'm going to give you.
No, it's only because the fucking wife makes him feel like a piece of shit.
Right. I'm going to reinstate everyone's bonuses. Didn't. You get 20% more than what you got last year, kind of thing. And then, you know, that's the movie. Moral of the story, if you kidnapped your boss, he'll give you a raise.
Yes. At least in the 80s. Yeah. Anyways.
1989, you could do that shit. Not today.
But like I said, it wraps up a fantastic Christmas movie, and I'm glad I got to watch it. I know I'll watch it at least one more time before the holiday's over.
It's not going to be in my Christmas rotation just because I
was really hoping I could have got it.
I just have such a poor taste in my mouth for Chevy Chase. I don't want to support anything he ever does. But I will say I understand why people love this movie, and it's still a Christmas favorite of everyone. So,
yeah, this gets a par 10, man.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you either love it or you hate it. I give it a recommended on a Christmas movie, but if you hate Chevy Chase, then you know, stay away from it. But you already know that. Like, I'm not going to say anything you don't already know.
That's what I'm saying. The people that love this movie, they could find out tomorrow that he was best friends with Hitler.
Right. And they would give no fucks.
Still going to watch this
Still
movie.
Love this movie. So I just can't get over the Chevy Chase thing. But if you can, like, because we always talk about separating the art from the artist, and I can't do it in this instance. So
right.
It's whatever.
So what movie are you planning on giving me?
Hey, we have a stack of movies right there. You should pick from it.
I should pick from it?
Not pick from it, but grab the top one.
The top one?
Yeah. It's taken from the
Black Christmas.
Yeah, so
is this the one from 74?
Grab the other one. Yeah, so
oh, dude, my buddy bought this one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I guess it just came out.
Scream Factory did a release of Black Christmas. Yes, the 1974 one, because the remake is fucking awful.
You know how many things I've heard about just in the past week about how great a movie this is? A couple years ago, I was scrounging for like Christmas movies. I came across this. I was like, hey, we should watch it. Talking to the wife. And I loved it. Like, I liked it a lot more than I expected to. So I figured, you know, we always do. Greg to want to get the shit scared out of him on the most magical, happiest time of the year. Right. But I enjoyed it a lot more than I expected to. Scream did a re-release of it. So I was like, fuck it. Why not? Let's do it. So I gave you the. Have you watched it yet? Or are you just waiting? Like. Till when we watch it? Oh, till when we watch it. Yeah, I'm waiting. But you have seen it. I have seen it. Okay. I saw it like 2 years ago. I meant like the reason why I asked because I didn't know how you'd seen the quality of like, because you know sometimes they say that it was worth it. Yeah. Was it worth the transfer? I've heard that. Like the T2 that I bought, that Steelbook, people say that's not the greatest 4K restoration, but the fucking Steelbook is fucking awesome. So I have not seen this one yet, but I'm not super
picky about it. If it looks good, it's whatever. But I'm not going to compare the Blu-ray to the 4K to the 4K Ultra HD. Like, I'm not that particular about it. If it looks good, it looks good.
Not that big on the ratios.
Right. I just picked this one up today because we went to Best Buy and we got a espresso maker. And the wife was like, hey, you want to go look at movies? And I was like, sure, why not? And as we were walking out, I was like, Snatch. What is it?
Wally.
The Criterion edition. Look at that cover, Nick.
That is cool.
That cover goes hard.
I will say this. This is a very underrated Disney movie. Like, nobody ever brings it up. And the guy that did Finding Nemo did this.
Right. I fucking love Wally to death. And that cover, I was like, I got to get it. So I bought Wally on Criterion 4K.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that's a fucking very close to what we're going for. We'll all just be fat fucks in a chair.
100%. It's just
playing virtual golf.
It's exactly what we're going to be in the future in like 100 years. And then, so I came across this one whenever it got announced.
What did you do?
And I was like, I cannot not buy this for Nick. I have to buy this for Nick. So I got you a Christmas gift. It's a little early, but whatever. I don't care. I like Christmas.
You're too much, man. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we got.
Live opening. No, you didn't. No, the fuck you didn't.
I had to get it before you got it for yourself.
Bro. You got me fucking Clerks 3, y'all. Like, dude, I still haven't even seen it.
You haven't? Well, there you go.
It. Thank you so much, dude.
No problem.
This is the best gift. You are a good gift giver, bro. This is fucking awesome. When you got me the wizard, that was badass because I never would have thought he would have remembered that. I just mentioned it like once. And now he's got me that too. Is this the fucking...
It's a steel book.
Is it a steel book?
Yeah.
Jesus, bro. Thank you.
No problem.
I gotta get you something good, dude.
No, you're good.
Look at that. That's fucking thank you.
They did a release of it. They wouldn't even let you pre-order it. They waited till it released before you could even fucking buy it.
I love the purple too.
Right. It's the fucking cover goes hard.
Damn it. Now I gotta watch this tonight.
Yeah.
I gotta stay up and watch this. I gotta work in the morning. I don't give a shit. Thank you so much, man. That is so fucking cool, bro. That is awesome. Oh my God. I now have every Kevin Smith movie.
There you go.
Hey, that's great. Except the other losers. We don't talk about that one.
We don't talk about Yoga.
We don't talk about Bruno. But yeah, that was fucking awesome, dude. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So Black Christmas is going to be a good one. I think this is the first for us, though. We've never done a horror movie in Christmas time.
Christmas is still kind of a new thing for us. Last year we did movie for movie, and I was like, I want to mix it up. I want to do things outside of the Christmas box and horror Christmases, especially since I watched Black Christmas and I loved it so much. I just, I thought it would be fun to do it on the podcast.
Well, I was excited because I guess they remade it.
They did remake it, and
somebody told me it wasn't nearly as
so good. The whole thing is, they remade it. I tried watching it. I got about a quarter of a way and I was like, this is dog crap. And I looked at the wife and I was like, you want to watch the original? Like, because there's a reason they remade it. The original was probably pretty good. So we put it on the original. I fucking loved the original.
Some people say that it's like in their top 5 horror movies.
100%. Like, if you're a horror and you don't love Black Christmas, then you don't love horror because it's so fucking good. Like, and then another one I wanted to do is I don't know if we're going to be able to get to it because of time or whatever, but as a Deadly Night is another one that people love. It's like a little cult horror film, but
all right.
But I love Black Christmas. I've seen it. I love it. I want you to watch it and we can talk about it. So
that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you what my next pick's gonna be.
Oh, so you're gonna leave me hanging?
It is a Christmas movie though. And I feel like
Christmas movie for you is so fucking vague. If they have a Christmas hat in the movie, you're like, oh, it's a Christmas movie.
Oh no, this is a full-on Christmas movie.
Okay. Bro. Rudolph's.
It is definitely one that you would not think of automatically. Like,
well, I love most Christmas movies, so I'm like kind of curious.
It's outside the box. Yeah. Let's just say that.
Outside the box.
Not literally.
I'm nervous and excited. Not literally. I'm nervous and I'm excited at the same time. But because I love Christmas movies.
Yeah, I feel like we've said it, or maybe I was talking to somebody else. I don't know, but I know that I've said this like recently. And this movie is great, Christmas movie, and it's never brought up when it talked about great Christmas movies.
Oh, speaking of, last episode, I was talking about how people say Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Oh yeah, Just Friends.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, you said that.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it on the podcast, but I meant to say it. I was like, "There's another action movie that people talk. Lethal Weapon is technically a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I guess so.
If Die Hard's a Christmas movie, Lethal Weapon's a Christmas movie."
Now here's one for you. This one will throw you for a fucking loop. Do you count The Breakup as a Christmas movie? Because after they break up and 3 months later they run into each other, it's Christmas time.
I hate those movies that like are a year span.
Yeah.
And Christmas is kind of like sprinkled in there. It's like, it doesn't really count. But I don't think I've seen The Breakup.
There's what? Oh, well, that's going on the list for
Who is it? Who's in it?
Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn, dude. How the fuck have you not seen this movie, Greg?
If I've seen it, I don't remember it.
Oh my God, bro. That's definitely going on.
Although I do love Vince Vaughn. I was talking about this to the wife. Like,
this is like peak Vince Vaughn, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
I was telling her, like, I haven't seen Vince Vaughn. I knew he did that, like, prison movie not too long ago.
I heard he's fucking people up in that movie, dude.
Yeah. I've been kind of really wanting to watch it, but I got a lot of comedies to get through, so we're probably not going to get to that one unless you pick it.
I mean, we got a long year coming up, man.
We got a long year of, like, comedy movies.
We can hit comedy. We can go action. We can go action comedy. We can hit dramas.
Yeah.
Gangster come back. This is our show. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
This is true.
But I am looking forward to Black Christmas.
Yeah. So, Black Christmas.
I hate being scared.
It's not really scary. It's more of like a...
I mean, it's 74, so I don't expect
it's
to
not.
be like... You know what I mean?
But it's so well...
I heard it's very fucking creepy, though. Like,
it is very creepy. Like
it makes you paranoid.
Have you ever seen that video of the guy that was like, I kept missing food and I didn't know where it was going.
Dude's living in the fucking attic.
There's a fucking homeless woman living in his fucking attic, and he sees her like crawl out of the cupboards one night.
Because he like sets up a fucking...
Right.
Yeah, like
that's
a
this
cam.
movie on steroids.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's fucking so creepy because you like it could happen and you don't even know it.
They said this movie out Halloween's Halloween.
Right.
Like they said that everybody says that like Halloween's the original like thriller movie. They said that this one was like before it.
100%. I agree.
This was made in 74.
74 before it.
And Halloween was made in 78, I believe. So.
Right. Well, I guess we're going to find out next week.
Hell yeah.
Until then.
Later, y'all.
Later.